Hello and welcome back to our series of video tutorials demonstrating how to use RIOT SCADA. Today we'll be discussing how you can import data into RIOT through an Excel spreadsheet. We'll first need to navigate to the admin panel and click on the Locations tab, and then choose the site that we would like to import data to. You'll then click on the Data tab, click CSV Import, and Download Template. Once the template has finished downloading, you'll want to open it in Excel. Once you've opened the data template, it should look like this. You might need to expand the columns out a little bit more so that you can read what each category is in full, but otherwise you should see that there are 10 fields that we can fill in here. Each of them has their own purpose, and we'll be tackling them one by one. First is the name. You'll want to give this data point a name that will reflect what it actually is tracking in RIOT SCADA. For now, we'll just call this demo. Next is the address. You'll need to refer to your Modbus map to know what to punch in here, but for now, we'll just punch in 100. Function code will work side by side along with the address to help the import tool know what data point this is going to be. Coils will be FC1, discrete inputs will be FC2, holding registers will be FC3, and input registers will be FC4. The can write field can be filled in with either a 1 or a 0. 1 will turn the can write feature on, and will add options to the data point in RIOT that will allow you to control the device remotely. Do keep in mind that this is a setting that typically needs to be configured and enabled on your PLC first, and enabling this setting in RIOT without doing so on the PLC may cause issues. So if you're not sure what to enter here, I do suggest entering a 0 into this field or leaving it blank, which will keep can write off. Can chart, like can write, can be filled in with either a 1 or a 0. And just like the can write option, setting this field to 1 will enable it, and setting it to 0 will disable it. The can chart function, in tandem with the chart max field, will allow RIOT to create a chart for this data point, which will track its data over time. Moving on to the chart max field. Now, if you don't enable can chart, then this field also does nothing. But if you did enable the can chart function, then this is going to allow you to set the upper bounds of that chart. The second address field will allow you to display 32-bit integers, or more simply, numbers with decimals. Most Modbus maps will provide the second address if it's available. If you don't see a second address, leave this blank. Word swap is another feature that is either set to 1 for on or 0 for off. If you're using the second address feature to display 32-bit integers, enabling word swap will make the second address field be read first. So if you're seeing any strange looking data coming from this data point, try enabling word swap. If you are not using the second address feature though, leave this blank. The mod field allows you to consistently modify the values displayed when viewing a data point. For example, if the value pulled from the PLC is in inches, but we instead want to show feet, we would want to divide the value by 12. So we would enter /, then space, and then type 12. If instead of dividing the value, you wanted to add to it, then we would change this / to a plus. If you wanted to subtract, you would add a minus. And if you wanted to multiply, you would do an asterisk. The final field is the hidden field. If you want to hide a data point, then you'll set this to 1. If you are fine with it being displayed in RIOT though, then either leave this blank or set it to 0. While manually editing this template, as I've done today, does allow you to quickly add multiple data points. I've personally found this template is best used in conjunction with a tag list exported from an existing SCADA system or from PLC programming software. Once you have a tag list exported to an Excel sheet, You can copy the information from that Excel sheet into the template, allowing for a very speedy import from your existing system. Once you're happy with how everything looks in this template, don't forget to save. You can do so by just doing Control-S on the keyboard. Then, when you're finished up, you can navigate back to RIOT SCADA. Once you're back in RIOT SCADA, you'll want to navigate to the site that you'd like to import data for. Click the CSV import button once again, but this time we'll click Browse. You'll then want to navigate to wherever you saved that data template. In this case, it's just living in my Downloads folder, so I'll just go ahead and open up the data template and click Open. And as you can see, if you'd like to make any last-minute changes before you import this data, you can do so here. In this case, I left it as -12. Let's just change that back to divided by 12. Once you're happy with how everything looks, you can click the Upload button, close out of this, and then click the green Refresh button. And as you can see, our new data point has shown up here in RIOT. From this point, you can still make changes to it if you'd like, just by clicking the yellow Edit button like any other data point. And once you've finished configuring everything in your data settings, you'll want to make sure you deploy these settings by clicking the cloud icon. And as you can see, the settings have successfully deployed. One more thing before we wrap up. If you need a quick reminder on how everything works with data imports, you can always click the Help button in the CSV import menu. This will be a little cheat sheet for what each field does in the template controls. And that is going to conclude the data point side of using RIOT SCADA's import tool. Thank you for joining me. Next, we're going to be covering how to import alarms in a similar manner. I'll see you there.